Hello and welcome to another modern video. Today we have something pretty special because it is time to troll. Every now and then we get a donation deck list, which by the way, if you're interested in me playing any sort of nonsense deck, you can find the information in the description of this video. Every now and then we get some donation that basically forces me to play some garbage troll deck, and more often they come from staffs, but that's besides the point. So what we're going to be playing today is the classic Lantern of Insight combo deck, prison deck, however you want to look at it. But what we're looking at is Lantern of Insight, which makes both players a really top card of their deck, and then you can use Draft Chef unplayable cards like Codex Shredder, Ghoul Color's Bell, or Pixies of Pandemonium to exile the top of your opponent's deck. In that way, they never get to draw the cards that they need in order to enact their game plan, and you can randomly kill them with stupid stuff like random Saga tokens, or just like mill them out with all of these stupid little tools. We can also, as I was saying, this is a Saga deck now, so we can beat down with Saga tokens, but Saga also works really well because it can allow us to get all of our one-drop combo pieces in Lantern, Codex Shredder, and also can help us find some one-off kind of toolboxy cards like Soul Guide Lantern against graveyard decks, Biting Needle against decks that can get around what we're doing or that have planeswalkers and stuff like that. Expedition Map if we want to kind of like chain those Urza sagas, and if that's something we're interested in, or something like Elixir of Immortality if we're playing against something like Burn or something like Mill maybe. We can even find some Mishra's Bubbles, which this is basically Lantern of Insight at home in this deck, because you can, for a turn look at the top of your opponent's deck, and if you are in a situation where, you have the mana and you can do it and you cannot find your Lantern, you can use Academy Ruins to get back your bubble every turn. And that way, because the bubble draws a card, you're not giving up on a draw step, but you are giving up on a bunch of mana. So there's that, which is pretty funny. We can also find Welding Jar in case our opponent has like Calling as Command or some other way to exile our artifacts. Of course, we also are playing Ensnare Bridge. This is how we lock up the ground. This is how we prevent our opponent from killing us with damage while we mill the top of their deck, and we slowly but surely make sure that we completely destroy their chances of winning the game. Prismatic Ending as a catch-all answer to all of the nonsense that we see in today's modern, your monkeys, your DRCs, etc. Ancient Steerings as a way to find our lock pieces, and Thoughtseize Inquisition of Kozilek as discard spells in order to make sure that whatever opponent has in hand is no longer a problem. The mana base is a little bit all over the place, and I would dare to say a little bit on the greedy side of things. Like definitely Academy Ruins is, it's asking for it, just like having access to having the one of Academy Ruins is kind of asking for getting stuck on mana, on colored mana that is. But we do have Spire of Industry and Glimmer Void, which help us, get the blue mana, and it also gives us both green and white. We of course need black mana because of the discard spells, but that's kind of what the deck is. There's also the one of Inventor's Fair, which can help us find the lock pieces we need, or it can also gain us a little bit of life to help us stabilize. The sideboard includes ley lines against decks like Burn, or against decks with discard spells like Grixis Shadow. Nature's Claim against the artifact decks, and we can also blow up our own artifacts against Burn as well to gain 4 life, which is something that will come up probably if we play against that deck. Kaya Orso Usurper, this card is pretty nice against, not only decks where exiling stuff matters, like exiling their graveyard matters, but also against stuff like Death Shadow or Monkeys, or even stuff like Amulet of Vigors. Like against all of those decks, Kaya actually gets a sizable amount of job done. Torpor against the decks with ETB abilities, with like the Omnath decks and whatnot. Spellskite as an extra layer of protection against removal decks. Welding Jar, same thing, another way to protect your artifacts. Grafdigger's Cage against Yawgmoth and decks like that, and an extra copy of Pitying Needle in case that's what we need. I guess we also have one copy of Damping Sphere. Not even sure what you want this card against anymore. Like, it's not great against Amulet in my opinion, and like decks like Storm don't really exist anymore. I guess Tron is unwinnable. It is historically unwinnable for this deck anyway, so Maybe it's just like like a last grasp of hope against Tron. Anyway, that's gonna be the deck that we're gonna be playing today. Hopefully you enjoy this, or at least you can appreciate the troll value. We're gonna be running this deck through a league, and let me know in the comments what you like, what you don't like. Unless it's the deck. If you don't like the deck, I'm sorry. We're playing this today. But if you do enjoy the content, let me know in the comments for sure. I always appreciate reading those comments. And hit me up with like the like and subscribe button. Give me the hookup. Give me the hookup with the like and subscribe. I'll see you for round number 1. See you there. All right, here you go for round number 1. Opponent's playing Kaheera and double Saga draw. Probably not gonna work out, huh? This is much better actually. This is much better. So I'm gonna keep this hand, and I think I'm gonna bottom the Glimmer Void. It's just a lot. It's just a lot more potentially problematic, I would say, than the Spire of Industry. So let's lead on Welding Jar, and I think I want to Thought Seize because my opponent could be playing Ren, I guess. Seems like they're not. I think I'm gonna take the Deluge here. The Archmage's Arm, sorry. Yeah. So we're playing against, I imagine, blue-white. And it could be also... Core Island, so another holding up counterspell. So now we can play... That's nice. Let's Steerings. See what's up. And another Saga. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's play that Saga. Send the turn. Next turn we can make a token. Hopefully we dodge Spreading Seas. That would be awesome. But we're gonna start beating down with some silly constructs. Lantern of Insight. So this probably means that I'm gonna fetch Codex Shredder off of this, I guess. They draw 2. Right. It's kind of good actually for me. Unless it's not really that good actually. Never mind. Still, we're gonna get to make a token. We can start putting some pressure on my opponent. They missed land drop. Well, that's big. I'd like to make a token, please. These tokens are kind of big boys. They're gonna be 5/5s. I guess my opponent can counter my Lantern. I'm gonna play the Lantern though, because it's gonna get countered though. So I think I should still get a Lantern of Insight here. It's probably more important for me to resolve the Lantern than it is. Yeah, let's get the Lantern. So we got a Pixis. I'm still gonna deploy the second Lantern anyways. I imagine my opponent's gonna counterspell it. We don't care too much about the Chalice because we have double ending in hand, so my opponent just takes it. So they have 6 cards in hand. This is gonna be a pain in the ass, just like keeping track of all of my opponent's cards. That's gonna be super annoying. Shark Typhoon is meh. I think I want to shuffle their deck. Cast it with 1 color. Yeah, I think I want to make them shuffle. So let's attack. And I know that they're not drawing a land here, so I'm just gonna make a token. Like, it just doesn't matter. In the face of the Teferi, like, it just doesn't matter that we're doing this. Next turn, we can make a token. Okay, opponent finally finds their land. I'm gonna bounce my construct, that's fine. Fine Scalding Tarn. I think I want to continue putting pressure. My opponent's hand is Deluge, Counterspells, 2 unknowns. Because we knew about the Tarn and we also knew about the Chalice. Oh, don't, opponent, don't. No, opponent, no, opponent! Yep. Yeah. Yep. Let's make a construct here. And I think what do we get here? We can get a needle, just name Teferi. It's kind of fine. Two constructs in play. I think I'd rather have some control over my opponent's deck, so I'm just gonna get Codex Shredder here. So get Codex Shredder in play. And I imagine here my opponent's going to... I guess I could not care about the Chalice. These are gonna be 6/6s anyway, so let's just attack the Fairy here. Just magic ending the Chalice. And pass the turn, you may draw a snow-covered island. So another hand is island. Okay, so they have Deluge, Counterspell. Oh, I should have milled myself end step. That was a mistake. I just totally forgot. That was just a pretty bad mistake. When he has 5 mana, so if they counterspell, let's do. I'm just gonna bait them. So white, red, black. I'm gonna try to prismatic ending the Teferi. I guess my opponent knows about the Pixies, so they're not gonna counter this. But maybe they do, I don't know. Do I want them to use the cards? Yeah, I think I do. Do I want them to use their counter spell? Yes, because if they don't, yeah, I want to force them to use the counter spell because otherwise they're gonna get 2 Deluge. So now that we attack them, they go to 2. Okay. Damn it. I mean, we can regenerate one of these tokens. But they're going to be 3/3s? So we know they have a land and Deluge. So, yeah, I think I'm going to Lantern of Insight. I'm going to make them shuffle. This may be a little bit all in, but I think I'm going to make them shuffle. Because otherwise, you know, this is just lethal, right? We knew about that land. We're drawing Peating Needle, which I think I want to play. And I'm going to name Teferi Time Raveler. I guess I can, yeah, Teferi. Let's name Teferi Time Raveler. And now these are both 5/5s. So even if my opponent has a shark, we're still fine. Oh, they drew Solitude. Eh. Kind of annoying. Yeah, I guess that one turn of drawing of not milling myself is gonna cost me here. Pretty brutal. And I think that I should be milling myself if I don't have a lantern. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just discarding that was bad. Cool color spell. I guess I could. Huh. I wonder if I should have just Codex Shredder back the Saga. Because I could have Codex Shredder back the Saga, then replay it. Yeah, maybe this was bad, because now they're gonna get to Deluge. Man, that one turn that I wasted. Ugh. Big yikes. Big yikes. I have a feeling that it's not gonna work out for me. Got a feeling that that was just like a game losing mistake. Mill. And there's no way they don't have an answer for this, right? I'm going to attack first, obviously. I guess they can dress down. Okay. It's really bad. Really bad for the good guys. Ancient steerings for... I can map for... I can map for Academy Ruins. And then Academy back the Lantern a bunch, I guess? There it is. Play that. Say go. We really want to dodge... Ugh, second Deluge. Man, this is brutal. Yeah, I made a really bad mistake. Now we're just getting punished for it. Because now we are, you know, we're looking at one draw a turn, right? And taking one draw every turn is just not gonna do it. Sure. The good thing is that we cannot invalidate their Castle Ventress, which is pretty funny. We can bridge if we wanted to. Chalice for one. All right. Feels kind of bad. Is there anything that I want to get back here? Ensnaring Bridge, probably. That stops. That's actually an impactful spell, and it stops the Solitude Onslaught. We don't know about any of their cards in hand. We're going down to 2 here. Oh, we're just... Oh, my opponent missed lethal. They just straight up missed lethal. So I imagine that they have a counterspell in hand, because they did so pretty confidently. Mill them for value to get a little bit more of an idea of what's up. So the airplane is spreading seas. Okay. So we're dead to 1,000,000 cards. But we're not dead to a destroy effect. Because we got Welding Jar. Don't tell me we're gonna get away with murder here, right? There's just no way. No way that we can pull this off. Okay. Okay. This gets around the chalice. So we wanna do this on their upkeep. I guess we want to do this right now because if they find exactly prismatic ending, we know that we have to mill. Man, I feel so smart. It's probably not gonna work out, but I for sure feel pretty smart about that. Now I'm gonna have to. I'm basically gonna rebuy bubble every turn. That's gonna be my game plan here. I mean, like Teferi, big Teferi that is, kills me. The fourth prismatic ending kills me. Like there's a multitude of things that I die to here. If my opponent is a maniac and they're playing what's his name? A cryptic command. I also die to that. Like there's just so many things that I die to here. They're up to 8 cards. That's a lot of cards. No, there's no way I don't have an answer, right? Deluge. Okay. There's hope. There's no hope. All right. I threw that game away. I made a game losing mistake there. Okay, so take that. All of my opponent's effects are just exile effects. Bring back another needle. I like Spellskite, I think. Nature's Claim doesn't line up particularly well against Chalice. Kayak's interesting. It's just like a win condition. I guess not a great win condition. It's a way to get rid of Chalice of the Void. Probably not good enough. Yeah. Just got the elixir. And we're doing good. Do we care about the Soul Guide? Not really. Maybe Kaya is better than Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide's fine against Memory Level. Choose my opponent showed me a full 3 copies of. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with this. Spellskite, fortunately for me, does work with Prismatic Ending and all of my opponent's forms of removal, I think. So that's nice. Alright, opponent reveals Kaheera. And we have a hand with 0 artifacts. That's very funny. I mean, we have turn 1 discard. I think this hand is just not good enough. This feels better. Bottom the Academy. He picks his Sago. And I'm gonna thought he's on 2, because it gives me more information about my opponent's hand. We don't care about the chalice. Just gonna take the fairy, I think. Oh yeah, classic Magic Online showing Fire and Ice like a gazillion times. So they're gonna tap out for Chalice, which is kind of good for me. That's fine. Play one of these things. I think I forgot to exile there. Probably not gonna matter too much. Okay, we didn't know about that. So this is eventually gonna force my opponent to tap out, which is good for me. Also, I just realized how like my sideboard is just garbage. Like I still have all 4 copies of Ensnaring Bridge in my deck. Lantern of Insight. It's a Force of Negation, which we care about a little bit. I mean, I do care about it enough. So they do go for the Fire and Ice, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. They draw Dress Down, which is even worse. Ugh. Alright. Ugh, it's so brutal. This matchup seems like a nightmare. Historically, this matchup was always a nightmare, and it feels like they don't even play this Scalding Tarn. It's just disrespectful. Inquisition. Oh, that's right. Whoops. Well, I just can't fight through all of this, right? They have Dress Down, Verdict, double counterspell. Like I just cannot beat all of this stuff. Why are they not playing this Scalding Tarn? Kind of surprised. I think I saw that correctly, that they have a Scalding Tarn. Maybe I'm mistaken. Okay. Okay, so we know about the vents. They used one of these counterspells. So I guess that they don't have this Scalding Tarn, huh? I'm very confused. We know they have a Spreading Seas. They have so many live cards, though. I don't think I can keep up with all of the stuff they have. Yeah, I'm gonna pass the turn. And my goal is to just like double Prismatic Ending. Here comes the Shark. Because next turn I'm drawing this Glimmer Void, so I can double Ending. Now they have all of their land drops. Put Kaheera in hand, okay. Double beatdowns. Respect that. Prismatic Ending, the Chalice of the Void. Assume they counterspell here. Do that again. Just gonna die to like random beatdowns from all of these silly cards. I guess I can just try to draw towards Ensnaring Bridge. So randomly having copies of Bridge, which are pretty bad in this matchup, may end up mattering here. We know one of their cards is Verdict. Play Lantern. Play Soul Guide. Play Pixis. We have 2 turns. I guess only 1 turn because this is going to be lethal. So we have 1 turn to find Ensnaring Bridge. We have 1 turn, yeah. And that is if my opponent does not have. They draw 2. Oh, that's why it reveals it. Okay, so one of their cards is Deluge. Source of Spreading Seas. Spreading Seas is fine. So here I'm just gonna sack Soul Guide on instead. Okay, they don't activate Colonnade, which makes sense. Play the land we knew about. Okay, so when they draw 2, it shows it as a reveal card. Like the second card is shown as revealed. No, don't want to do that. I want to do this. So the Archmage's Charm. Draw a card. And that's what I'm looking for. That's what saves me. Can I resolve, please? Pretty please. No, they're deluging. Okay. Hope you brick. At least now if they don't have prismatic ending. Okay, does it resolve? It does. Okay, so let's steerings. Huh, this is close. I think I want a steerings for Academy. And we play Academy. Do I care about Chalice of the Void? No, I don't. This Deluge is just way too scary though. They just have ending. Okay. So we can find another Ensnaring Bridge. 1, 2, 3. I'm 1 land short of Academy Ruins. Academy Ruins bringing back that Ensnaring Bridge. So that doesn't quite work. I'm one mana off. So we need to top deck exactly Ensnaring Bridge. Shredder into Shredder. Okay, so upkeep stop. Looking for a bridge. Huh. Why's my opponent pausing? That doesn't work because of the Chalice, so looking for a bridge. We get the sweat here. We do get the sweat where we just sack Lantern targeting ourselves. Yeah, this matchup seems like an absolute nightmare. They just have so many relevant cards. They have so many relevant cards. It's kind of outrageous. All right. I mean, I probably can't win. Now I had having to sack the Lantern there. Probably means I can't win because I have no agency over their draw step. But yeah. All right. GG's. Alright, round number 2. Opponent is not really companion. They're named Muldrifter though. So again a double Saga hand. Pretty unlucky. Now a single Saga hand. Even unluckier. Yep. We go down to 4. That was pretty funny. We're keeping this though, so probably keeping 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually bottom the game over. So let's not get greedy. So Spire, Saga. I mean, we could do Spire, Saga, Shredder, Glimmer Void. Bottom all 3 of these. I guess so. I'm not super sold on it, but Stomping Ground. Okay. We don't have black mana, that's why I went with that. Stomping Ground tapped, say go. Rhinos, I imagine. I'm gonna mill them. Yeah, it's Rhinos. Let's take a peek. Let's see what's going on over there. Double Teferi is yikes. Yep. I'm gonna take the one that kills us the quickest. So those are their cards. Let's go with Saga, because this forces the Teferi. This forces the Teferi, and they have to minus on my Saga. There's the Hallowed Fountain. They're gonna play Teferi. Yep, that's better. that's actually better. Well, this matchup seems like an absolute nightmare. Pixies, right on time. Well, at least I'm gonna get a token out of the deal here, which my opponent can then use Dead Gone to bounce it back. But so their hand is Teferi, Dead Gone. I'm gonna take 10 here. They have to minus on the Saga. Yep. So even if I find Ensnare Bridge, my opponent just plays their second Teferi and I lose. And they also have Brazen Borrower in hand, so this is just game. Yeah, then top decking that Charlotte's Agent there. It's a little bit too much of a clock. So I think Spellskite's still good. Bridge is good. This kills Rhinos, which is not nothing. How much do I care about the Fairy? They probably don't have Blood Moon because there's Nature's Claim. Damping Sphere, it just delays the thing, which is cool. Soul Guide probably doesn't matter. Guess they're gonna be bouncing my stuff, so I think this doesn't affect. I'm fairly sure that this doesn't affect Cascade at all, because Cascade just says like you exile and you cast it from exile, so doesn't really do anything. So I guess that Wellinger is like the least bad thing. Maybe Kaya is worth bringing in, or the second Needle. Unclear. Man, these hands are garbage. And this is what I was saying earlier about like Academy just being too much. It's just like we have too many color requirements and too many colorless lands, which is not a great combination. I'm gonna keep this though, and I'm gonna send the Glimmer Void. Let's send this Spire. Actually, they have Force, so I'm gonna send the Glimmer Void, and we're gonna go turn 1, Spire, Bubble, and I'm just gonna Thoughtseize on 1, I think. I guess I could Thoughtseize on 2. Huh. Because I want to play around Force. No, I think I want to Thoughtseize right now. No, but next turn they're going to see one more card. I may get blown out by this, but... So, and I'm not going to crack the bubble because this gives me the mana that I need. Because otherwise I can't tap this for black. Obviously I draw a second bubble and my tight play does not get rewarded, but so we take the Shardless. Whoops. I thought I clicked on this. Take the Shardless, play that, and we really want to dodge Force here. We're gonna see if they crack on end step. They do. And I think this grows my construct, but like a 1/1 construct kills the Tef anyway, so I think I'd rather have access to the information. They draw another Teferi, okay. So, draw another Tef. Inquisition is, I guess, not particularly impactful because my opponent's gonna bounce my thing. There's a token, pass the turn. And again, like, you know, they can't really pressure the... I can pressure the Teferi very effectively, so the first Teferi is just not gonna really do anything. The second one, I can just Inquisition, so my opponent's gonna need to 2-for-1 themselves with a Force if they want to do anything. There's the Flooded Strand. I'm really hoping that my opponent did not draw another Shardless Agent. That would be a beating. They only have one unknown card. Okay, that's one of the Teferis we knew. And they can't really even plus here. I mean, they can, but it's just like a bad play for them. I'm gonna see what they draw. Fire and Ice. And again, this just kills the Tef, so... Upkeep, we draw another Codex Shredder. So this pops off. I guess we're just gonna get Pity Needle here. No, let's just get Lantern. We already have the Codex Shredder, so... Another Teferi. That's pretty funny. So since they're drawing another Teferi, I think I just want to play a Codex Shredder here, actually. I mean, my opponent may force this, actually. We'll see. But I don't really want to draw this bridge. Yeah, they may force this, pitching the Fire Ice. Yep. There goes. Force of Negation, pitching a Mystical Dispute. So we still have perfect info now. We know about 2 Teferis. They can play... Well, that one we need to get rid of. So... Now they're gonna draw the force, and there's nothing we can do about it. It's a beating. That's a real beating. Mine it's 4 CMC, so we can't even. Inquisition. Gonna take the Time Raveler. Gonna have another Fire and Ice. I mean, I just have to play the Codex Shredder. Because otherwise they can just Fire Ice my dude. And like that's just a really bad exchange for me. I think them drawing the Fire and Ice is okay. Yep, definitely want to mill that one. Definitely want to mill that one instead. So their hand is Fire Ice, Force of Vigor. I can't fight through this. They're gonna draw this Shardless Agent if they want it. But I guess if they do, that's fine. Because I have this Snare Bridge. And if they do, then they don't force. Yeah, so they just throw one of the Fire and Ices in the garbage, and they draw Agent. Then the Ardent Please gone. Now we untap. Holy crap, this is awful. This is so bad. So their hand is Shardless Agent, Force. Their hand is Shardless Agent, Force, Fire and Ice. It's not the hand that we want to see. And Dispute. Sure. I mean, we can't really prevent them from drawing the Rhinos, right? From cascading into Rhinos, right? So, might as well. Might as well. Alright, opponent, you got me. But they have the Force in hand. So I guess I need to find Thoughtseize. And then my opponents... I guess they can't force me. So I need to find exactly Thoughtseize here. That's not a Thoughtseize. Oh, I fucked up. That would have been the better play. I totally forgot that there was a Thoughtseize in my graveyard. Wow, that's such a big throw. Okay, I have to Thoughtseize now. So let's draw the Glimmer Void. Let's draw the Glimmer Void. And I'm gonna Codex Shredder. Getting back Thoughtseize. They're tapping this. Okay. It's fine. They draw another Fire Ice. Just mono Fire and Ices. Okay, so now we Codex Shredder back the Thoughtseize. Play this Thoughtseize U. Take the Force. Pass with fingers crossed. Pass with fingers crossed is the play here. So they drew a Fire and Ice. And I think I'm saving 2 points of damage here. We know about the Dispute. And we know that their hand is Fire Ice. This game is close. This game is really, really close. So they can't play anything here. Like, they know about the bridge in my hand, I think. And we are gonna need, the goal here is for us to set up a situation where we can set up two layers of interaction with the top of their deck. There's the Ardent Plea. Oh, because they don't want to draw the Charlotization. That's actually smart. They cast another Footfalls. We know about Fire Ice. Oh, dude, they drew into the Force. That is just so brutal. They might mess it up here. Like, they actually have to do it now. They saw the line. So I guess I have to shuffle the top of their deck. I have to shuffle the top of their deck. Because otherwise their hand is going to be Force plus Dispute, and they just force my bridge. So I have to shuffle the top of their deck. They're going to have one unknown card. And we know we're drawing Prismatic Ending, which doesn't do anything. But we're going to get another Lantern here. Which is bad, because I really, really needed to... I really, really needed to dodge that turn there. Classic, dude. Make them shuffle, they draw exactly the same card. That's devastating. Alright. See you next round. Alright, let's see if we can win a game. This hand seems okay. We can go turn 1, Lantern, turn 2, Saga. Drew both of our basics. Unclear how relevant that's going to be against whatever matchup we're about to be facing. Huh. Okay. Okay, Thoughts is a pretty good draw. Thoughts is a pretty good draw. The Artifact Mirror Match. Thoughts is you. Aetherflux Reservoir. Mystic Forge. This hand is all sorts of trouble for me. I mean, I can't beat either of these cards. I can't beat any of these. I guess Urza. No, I can name Urza. So I had to take the Mystic Forge. I can name Urza with Pithing Needle. So that's the plan. No. Oops. Oof, almost F6 there. So there's Tram. Alright, so my opponent's playing some sort of combo deck over there. And they're gonna draw the Retriever. Oof, that's a scary card. Opponent's got a Mirror Trigger. So I think I probably have to play these Pixis here. I think so. Okay, not sure whether I should be scared of this or not. At least they're not drawing a land, which is what I want to dodge. Still not a land. Okay, so now they have another retriever. So we have perfect info. We have perfect information about what they're doing. And I think I want my opponent to draw this Shadow Spear. So here I'm just gonna make a token. So many lands. We really have to stop drawing lands because like I just want to drop this bridge eventually. So I'm gonna make a token so the Shadow Spear is not randomly a problem. I doubt it will be anyway, but now we're gonna get to Codex Shredder. Ending is kind of nice. Just a nice little safety valve. So I think I'm interested in drawing that Ichor Wellspring. Ooh. Sure. There we go. That's the one that we want them to draw. I don't know why they would do that. Okay, you made a Mystic Forge. Another Mystic Forge on top. All right, I think we may be able to get there this time. Oh, no. Oh, I messed that up. That sucks. Well, obviously we can't have these dudes die. I messed that up. I wanted to activate this on upkeep and target myself. I should just leave these stop here. I know it's super annoying, but I think like this deck just warrants it. And I think I'm interested in actually drawing the Saga. My goal is going to be for my opponent's hand to be mono 4-drops that they can't cast. Take it. Amelia? Another land. Well, I'd rather my opponent not draw a land. Ooh. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, you may exile an online card from your hand. Spells you cast that share a card type with that equals 2 less. And they can actually cast this. But I have the ending, so I don't care if they draw it. So we're gonna do crack map, find Saga, play Saga, pass the turn. You may draw your anvil. I'm just going to make sure that my opponent never draws another land. That's my goal here. Yep, you got me. Taking 2. So my opponent's hand is Double Forge, Semblance Anvil. And they pitch one of the forges. So now, no, not that one. Pixies, exile both. Scrap Troller, I think is fine. Just gonna mill myself. Bell is very nice. All right, draw Bell. Play that. 1, 2, 3. Prismatic Ending that. 1 Ghoul Color spell. Pass the turn. We don't have an answer for this anvil, so this one we are actually going to exile. Also, at this point, we have we have a lot of control over the top of their deck. So, Pixies, Bell, Shredder you. Okay. Awkward. 1, 2, token. Another Codex Shredder. Play that. Mill. I guess Anvil is fine because we're drawing another prismatic ending. This is so stupid. I kind of love this. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 from those retrievers. Retriever beatdown. Now the Inventor's Fair is gonna mean, you know, we're just gonna start gaining life, and we just have we're finally assembling the lock. This game is just done. Like we're good. The game is over. The game is indeed over. Untap. Oh, sealed. Draw the ending. 1, 2, 3. Tag the anvil. Now it's just gonna be a matter of making sure that we can make the plays in the allotted time. That's mana. That's also mana. That's also mana. Okay, you may have that one. That one also's gotta go. Start with you. Untap. Gain life. Play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get another Codex Shredder. Play Codex Shredder. Mill you. 6. Yeah, game's locked up at this point. And this is a good concession from my part. And this is one of the things that people, like back in the day when this deck was popular, everybody hated on Lantern. And I think, and I remember Jerry Thompson in the finals of the Pro Tour against Luis Salvato, where he was just like, okay, can I concede now? He actually was asking coverage, whether he could concede the game or not. And I think that's very smart. And I always loved playing against Lantern because I just knew when I was supposed to concede. Like there comes to a point where you're just locked out. Like you're just locked out and there's nothing you can do. And once you get to a point of familiarity with the matchup where you can correctly identify that point, and you just back it in, I think that the matchup is actually quite enjoyable. I always had a ton of fun playing against Lantern with Amulet or like with any other decks. Okay, so I'm bringing in the extra PD Needle. My opponent has Urza. They have like a bunch of ways of Mystic Forge and a bunch of ways to do stuff, activate abilities, and a couple of claims which are good against artifacts and stuff, obviously. I think a Snare Bridge can go. I guess that we want to name with Needle the Grinding Station. And everything else. I guess we can play Elixir? I'm assuming that my opponent has like a Thassa Circle combo win or something like that. I don't think they're gonna mill me. Like maybe they mill me. So maybe the EC's okay. I just don't know enough about my opponent's deck to correctly assess whether I want Elixir of Immortality or not. It could be just like a bad card in the matchup. I'm gonna take it out and then see what's up. Like I'm gonna see what my opponent. I'm gonna try to learn a little bit more about their deck, and then I'm going to switch things up for game number 3 if it comes down to it. This is This is an interesting hand. I think I'm gonna go turn 1 Saga. I'm gonna keep this, I'm gonna go turn 1 Saga. Putting most to 6. So if I draw a land, okay. So I guess that's enough for me to want to play Glimmervoid here. Like we just have 2 things that protect my Glimmervoid. So I think that's good enough. Alpine Moon is potentially a problem. They also drew a Mirror Retriever. Talisman of Progress. Okay, just gonna draw a card here. I need more info. Ancient Steerings for Peating Needle. That's a good draw. And I think I'm gonna name Urza with this one. We're super there to Engineered Explosives, for what's worth. Maybe I should name Engineered Explosives. Let's actually do that. Let's name Engineered Explosives with this one. Maybe they don't even have it in their deck. But like, I just cannot take the risk. Second Alpine Moon, it just sucks a little bit. Hopefully they play the first one here. They don't. Double Mirror Retriever, okay. So that's fine. Play this. Codex Shredder. Milieu. And this one's gonna name Urza. Lord High Artificer. Honestly, pretty unfortunate that they just drew that. So their hand is Urza plus Alpine Moon. Cool color spell. Grinding Station. How big is this construct? So I have to play the Saga here, unfortunately. I'm gonna draw Treasure Vault. They can't activate Urza. Honestly, I'm probably gonna have to ending this construct just to slow my opponent's clock. Okay. That's a weird play. Huh. I am very confused. I am very confused. Well, that sucks. I mean, we know they have Alpine Moon in their hand. Unless I'm missing a shuffle? I don't think I'm missing a shuffle. I'm pretty sure they're not missing a shuffle. Yeah, that's what I thought. I do have a 7/7 in play. It's not nothing. Grinding station, scrap trawler, treasure vault. I think I have to take it. And an upkeep, I think I'm gonna bubble, so I draw. And with this 3 on the stack, I'm gonna activate Bell. It's another bubble. Okay. Thoughtseize is terrible. Play bubble. Play Shredder. It's kind of brutal that I don't even know what I'm afraid of. Maybe I should have attacked. No, I shouldn't have attacked because I want to block their Urza, I guess. Don't want to enable their Urza to attack. What are they doing? They can't spin. Oh, they're making a bunch of treasures? Okay. I guess those turn into mana. I mean, they have like gazillion mana. They have so much mana. Take 2. I mean, I guess their constructs are pretty large. I guess that's the thing. So, target myself. Mill myself. Draw on the stack. Mill myself. Mill myself. I guess that gives me one more look. Saga Lantern. So play this. Play Soul Guide. So they're gonna make a token here. Oh, they're gonna get Peating Needle. I'm gonna get Peating Needle with the Urza Saga, so that's a beating. I gotta look for a Snare Bridge here, so I'm gonna take all the activations that I can. That's one more look, but not really. Okay. I don't know, maybe they don't have Peating Needle in their deck. I really doubt that they don't have Peating Needle, but stranger things have happened. Chromatic Star. Okay. So I imagine there's some sort of combo going on here, but I have the Soul Guide, so I can stop it if I want to. Okay, they make a blue mana. Now what? This is interesting, the artifact deck mirror match. So they do that. They're gonna try to target Ecor Wellspring, and I'm gonna sacrifice this. So that happens. Another Saga. Okay, so we're gonna jump here, and we have like a couple of looks, and we need to find exactly a snare bridge. So upkeep, bell, not a bridge, not a bridge, not a bridge, not a bridge, shuffle, and not a bridge. Gotta get some info on the way out. Gotta get some info on the way out. Okay, so they're definitely trying to mill me, but I think that when they try to mill, they're gonna go infinite. So I don't think that what's his name's mattered too much. The elixir. So don't care about that. I also don't think I care about welding jars. So maybe that makes room for another ensnaring bridge. Or maybe Spellskite. Because I don't think I want to draw multiple bridges, but Spellskite seems interesting. It just blocks their 1/1s that beat me down, and it blocks, it just redirects the fairy thing. So I think this is where I want to be. Well, this hand has non-functional mana, so I think we ship it. This hand also has non-functional mana, but it's slightly worse because it doesn't have Inquisition on turn 1. So, to 5 we go, I guess. Maybe if one of these were a lantern, I would keep this, but yeah, not with triple shredder plus bubble. Just with bad mana, it's just not good enough. Maybe if this could cast, if this were like Aspire, I may keep that, but all right, we're gonna keep this, bottom that, and bottom that, I think. Done. We're gonna do play Spire, Bell, pass the turn. It's interesting because like milling myself is good, but it's also good for my opponent. So a little bit of a dichotomy there. And I'm probably going to play the Saga here. I'm going to Inquisition in case my opponent has Alpine Moon. But I'm going to play the Saga if I don't see anything that can blow me out. Oops, no, it's not what I want to do. Black mana. Inquisition you. That's a ding. Treasure Bolt, probably play the Talisman. Yep. Say fair. Go. So my opponent has some pretty good draws here. They have some bad draws too. They have some bad draws as well, but they got some pretty powerful top decks that they can find here. Retriever. Okay, and I think I'm gonna continue milling here. Again, I'm aware that I could be helping my opponent. Lantern, yeah, Mist Forge is really scary. I probably have to mill Mystic Forge. It's a good draw with the Grindy Station that we know they have in hand, so we may be in trouble here. We may be in a little bit of trouble. I don't think they can go infinite as is. It's a good one for them to have. That's a good one for them to have. So they're gonna have a Volt. There's the grinding station. And we know about Ecor Wellspring. Kind of running out of space to, you know, put the libraries and like all of the stupid permanents. So now they're gonna get back. I think they drew a forge there. They mill themselves. Okay, so upkeep, mill both. It's kind of nice. It's not so nice. Attack the fairy. So if they chomp whatever they get, we can just Thoughtseize away. That's a yikes. So we have to take the trawler. So whatever we take just doesn't matter because they go infinite. If we take trawler, they can just sack the trawler, get back a retriever. If we take the retriever, then yeah, it just doesn't matter what we take. So I guess that the only thing that matters is to take Mystic Forge, because then they can't use this turn to put Mystic Forge into play. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad regardless. Like, it just, however you want to slice it, we're in really bad shape here. Like, our hand was just not very good. Like, the multi-5 did not work out. The multi-5 really did not work out. All of this is just terrible news for me. That's pretty funny that Treasure World actually untaps the grinding station. That's cute. I mean, do I have to draw this swamp? I just can't draw this swamp. I just can't draw the swamp. I know that it's a dead draw for them, but like, it's even worse. So at this point, I imagine that's probably just game. They draw an equal Wellspring. Like, this is just, we're in such bad shape. They're gonna Wellspring into Wellspring, and they have a third Wellspring. Jeez, yeah, I'm just dead here. They're just gonna be able to draw and loop their entire deck. Yeah, I don't think there really was anything I can do here. They're gonna get back the needle. Yeah, this is over. Like, I'm just done. All right, see you next round. Welcome to another round. Still trying to figure out whether we'll ever be able to win a match, but this hand looks good though. I'm gonna keep this hand. Gonna go turn 1 Lantern so I have more info, and then turn 2 Shredder Pixies. Hoping my opponent says they love the stream. Thank you. Good luck. Always happy to see people. Always happy to see folks who enjoy the content. And of course, if you are, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a message down below if you are enjoying it, for sure. All right, opponent, what do we got? Stitcher Supplier. Stitcher Supplier. Okay. Rotting Rats. It is a Rotting Rats meta. We're just living in it. Definitely taking the crab here. Gaze is not bad, but Pixis, here we go. I imagine opponent's gonna. Okay, they don't upkeep it, so swamp. They draw a swamp. They have the gaze. Narcomoeba. Gonna take one here, and we're gonna exile Gravecrawler. Lantern. I think we're good with Lantern effects. I'd rather draw their cards, so we're gonna upkeep. I think we're gonna exile the gaze. So it's something that can kind of get around what we're doing. We know there's the swamp, so we know they have the 2 fetch lands, so this is just the draw. There's a bridge though. So I'm just gonna Thoughtseize myself here. Maybe I should have killed. I should have milled that crab. I don't think so though. Like at this point, like this is game 1. I don't think my opponent has any way of blowing me out here. Like there's a Vengevine, but why are they not milling me? I just noticed that. They should have milled me. Sure, like we can't really prevent that from happening because Shredder also would enable the thing, so yeah, but that's it's kind of a big mistake actually. So the last card in hand is a Misty. Yeah, that just locks them up. Locks them out. Okay, so definitely one Welding Jar because we're probably going to be facing some number of what's his name of forces. Crafter's Cage looks good. Bridges obviously look pretty good. Gonna maybe take one of those. Peating Needle looks pretty bad. Spellskite maybe. Over a Prismatic Ending. Let's go with this. See what happens. Okay. Keep this. I have faith. I have faith that this hand is definitely going to work out. Famous last words. Historically, this kind of matchup was like Lantern's best matchup, though. Like the CrabVine, the dredges. Like Lantern really preys on this kind of, you know, like kind of clunky graveyard deck. This is exactly what we want to be facing. Lantern. Gonna draw a chill. Yikes. Draw a chill. Pixis is kind of a really nice draw too. Well, steering is because I'm kind of interested in drawing that Saga. So let's draw the Saga. And now I kind of just want to ending this thing. Let's just fix this. And I'm gonna... I kind of want to draw the thing, but this is fine. Oh, no second land. I just noticed that. It's potentially good for me. So draw the other ending, play my Saga. Play this. Ending you. Opponent's hand is Chill, Rats, and 2 unknowns. I'm going to attempt to leave them without lands, but this may actually not work out. Okay, that did work out. Sweet. This is probably just game. Tap. Codex Shredder. Pass the turn. We know they have Trophy. We know they have Narco. Yeah, just lock him out. All right, sweet. We won a match. Let's go. Let's see if we can get those 50 PPs. Let's go. Last match. Fantastic draw. Let's keep it. And I'm gonna go turn 1 bubble, see what we're playing against, and then I'm gonna Thoughtseize on 1 because there's a non-zero amount of cards that I would like to get Thoughtseized. For example, something like Ragavan or stuff like that. Grief. Leaving End. Well, I mean, I'm gonna take the Charlotte's Agent, right? It's not like nothing too interesting to see there, huh? So we know they're drawing the Grief. That's a good draw. So hopefully they don't cycle into a black card. They should cycle main phase for sure. They should 100% try to cycle main phase. Try to find a black card. Like, it's just so much upside if they do. Regardless, I think next turn is going to be Shredder Soul Guide, because I don't want to... If I find a Lantern, I don't want to expose it to the potential Grief. So... yeah, this is a good play for my opponent. Cycle Curator. Oh, come on. Come on. They have like 8 black cards in the entire deck. They immediately find one. Well, there goes my Soul Guide Lantern. Damn it. So next turn they cannot find land. They cannot find both land and the bounce spell. So I'm going to lead on Steerings because I may find a Lantern. Even if I do find a Lantern, I'd rather play a Lantern. Okay, let's go with Saga then. Pixies. Yeah, Saga is like a Lantern in a couple of turns, so play that. Codex Shredder, Welding Jar. Here we go. Opponent trying to find a land. They have 2 unknowns. Okay, still 2 unknowns. And I think I'm gonna mill myself here. Wait, what? That is an extremely early concession. We wouldn't have drawn this bridge, by the way. I guess I would have Steerings into it, so it would have been the same, but... Okay, let's think here. Definitely those are coming out. Cage doesn't do anything at all. Needle can go. Like I can name something at random, right? Like I can do that, but probably not a great idea. I do like the welding jars. Kaya? I think I want it. I don't think I want the ley lines. It's just grief. It's just specifically grief and nothing else that I care about. They get stopped by ley line. Honestly, like ley lines are just so mediocre. Ley lines are just so mediocre. I mean, Grafdigger's Gauge versus Living End is just like such a massive flavor fail. Like, isn't like the Grafdigger's Gauge precisely supposed to stop the undead from coming back, and like it just doesn't work against Living End, which is exactly the undead coming back. Like it's just such a flavor fail. Anyway, Elixir seems bad. Just like two ley lines because of lack of better cards to bring in. Torpor Orb stops grief. And the ETB guy. Alright, so let's just bring the Torpor Orbs. I actually like the Torpor Orbs better than the ley lines. Yeah. I assume that this works. I'm not excited about having Kaya in my deck against Living End, but you know, it's better than all of these pretty bad cards. Alright, opponent keeps 7. This hand is super medium, but I honestly don't know what a good hand against them looks like. Should I ship this or should I guess I'm gonna ship it. Looking for a discard spell, I guess. Sure. This is probably not gonna go well for me. Probably not gonna well. Oh, never mind. And I think I want to do it like this. First Pixis, and then I just have more information next turn when I finally do Thoughtseize. And this coming turn, I'm gonna go Thoughtseize into, you know, Land Shredder in that order because it plays better around Force of Vigor. Thoughtseize you. Mana Confluence, okay. I mean, I'm gonna take the Outburst, right? Like it's the only card that actually matters here. So let's take the Outburst. And let's play, and I want to play the Spire here because Spire, if I draw Saga, I can cast the Kaya. I mean, maybe they whiff on this Waker of Waves. Like it only looks like 2 cards. I don't know. Maybe we get a little bit lucky. I wonder if there's I mean, it's random, so it probably doesn't matter what I do first. So that you know gets rid of the Kaya, so that's bad for me. But I imagine the exile Living End. Yeah, they did. So that takes the Kaya, which sucks. Not like this was gonna win the game or anything, right? But it was like the only card that did anything. I really need to find a Soul Guide Lantern. Without Soul Guide, I guess I can also top against Snaring Bridge. The thing is that eventually my opponent is going to cycle into an answer to the bridge. Like they probably have Foundation Breaker and they probably have Forces. So, like this is not a good spot for me. This is not a good spot for me, almost regardless. So they're just gonna leave it in right now. Sure, I mean there's also that. There's also that. We're not just dead in the water. We're not dead in the water. Ooh, we get to play some mind games. We get to play some mind games. Let's see a little bit of how they boarded. Huh, not a single cyber card in all of this. Not a single cyber card in all the stuff that they revealed. I'm probably just gonna activate all of these. Because this is lethal, right? Like 7, that's 12, 15, 8. Yeah, this is lethal. This is just... So I'm just gonna mill everything. And so this clears the top of my deck. Just activating all 3 things. And now I'm gonna hope that the top of my deck is... I guess there's no reason to mill. It needs to be exactly in Snare Bridge. It wasn't, so we get to look and see what if. So that's cool. I guess we get to look at 2 more cards from my opponents. We get to look at 2 more cards. So mill you for info. Look at the top for info. Force of negation. Yeah, that's a good one to know, force. And then concede. If we had milled... Again, like this is random, so this is not really a mistake. This is just like something that randomly happened. But if I had milled myself instead of just drawing the card, then I would have drawn the bridge. And that's why you never look. And that is why you never look. Okay. I'm not gonna change anything though. Like this is what I have. Like this is what my deck can do. Alright, the last game. There's nothing that this hand would want more than a discard spell, but this is what it is. I'm gonna keep though, like double bridge is probably too good to pass up. Probably a little bit too good to pass up. Opponent moves to 6. Play that, play that. I'm definitely cracking bubble, but I think I want to crack it. I'm going to crack it on my opponent's end step, I think. This hand like really loses the force, but I guess all of our hands really lose the force, so... Eh. Grief me? What? Take a peek. Take a peek, opponent. Are you entertained, opponent? Are you entertained? This tilts me, by the way. Like, Mishra's Bubbles are like 40. I think I sold a playset last week for like 47 ticks or something like that. So I rented this from Mana Traders and they are mismatching. This tilts me. But it's fine. I will survive. Probably. Not even a tiny bit of information gain, but that's fine. Let's see what we draw. Can we find the Caesar of Thoughts? Yes, yes we can. Apparently we can. Apparently we can find the Caesar of Thoughts. I think I take a Striped Riverwinder. As ridiculous as this is. No, actually I'm going to take the Shardless Agent, and the reason for this is I know that this allows my opponent to look a little bit deeper, but this is a green card that they can pitch to force. So I think that getting rid of that is just going to be more important, because again, my hand just loses to force, so... This one river winder's gone. Second river winder gone. Did find land drop. Mill. Bobble. Okay. Play that. Play that. Play bridge. Basic forest in mono blue leaving end. It's tough. It's tough. I think I want to crack on their upkeep. Find the land. Land's fine. I think it's unlikely that we're going to get to prevent them from finding the land, so... Now the question here is... Will I want to... Will I want to find Soul Guide Lantern? I'm gonna find Lantern of Insight, right? Just 100% finding Lantern here. Yeah, we just gotta find Lantern. So do this, because value. Oh, I guess we can find Welding Jar. I guess we can find Welding Jar. Oh, okay. I mean, there are the forces. There's the good stuff. Foundation Breaker also in the mix. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna find... The priority here is to find Welding Jar, so my Ensnaring Bridge doesn't get answered. Play that and play that. Grist? Consigned to Oblivion. Alright. Opponent has brought the spice. Jeez. Alright. I respect it. So upkeep, crack bubble, see what you draw. Force of negation. I think they can draw that. I think that's fine. Because I'm probably not going to be playing any more spells now. So draw a card. Fine draw. Make a token because it's free. Now we get a lantern. Nice. Thought CCU. Take that force. I think we're good here. I think we're locking this up. I can smell those 50 PPs. I can smell them. I can almost feel them in my hands. I wonder if my opponent's last... Their two unknown cards are force plus blue card. Force plus green card, I mean. Force of vigor. So that's fine. Now we pass the turn. You may draw a Spiral Bluff Canal. You may definitely draw a Leading End. You may most definitely draw a Leading End. Funny enough, my opponent can suspend Living End, but doesn't really do anything for them. So their hand has a Living End and 2 unknowns. Is Foundation Breaker one of them? Petty Theft. Okay. Wow. Wow, that's a way to get around the welding jar, I guess. That is... It's actually a way to get around the welding jar. All right. I guess it's not locked up. Not even a little bit. So we trade here. Trade here, take 10. Still facing lethal next turn. Well, once again, we are in a situation where we just gotta find bridge and nothing else matters. Seem to find myself in this spot a little bit too often with this deck. Bridge? Once again, same spot. Also, I milled myself and the same card was on top, and I milled my opponent and the same card was on top. What are the chances of that happening? What are the chances of that happening? That's insane. Also, we lose. All right. I talked too early about the 50 PPs. I still don't think that was a mistake. I still don't think that letting my opponent draw, like, there are two. That's literally the only 2 cards that my opponent could have in hand. Like, it needed to be exactly Brazen Borrower plus Grief for me to make my opponent drawing the Living End bad for me. Like, it's extremely narrow. Like, it's a lot more likely that my opponent has some answer to, like, that they have Force in hand, that they have, you know, a Force of Vigor, that is, and stuff like that. So I think that giving them like a black card is a lot better for me than giving them a green card, for example. But, you know, c'est la vie. In any case, the other card that was under the Living End was a black card in the Architect, so it wouldn't have changed anything in any case. But yeah, terribly. All right, here we are to wrap this thing up. This deck sucks. Like, I have nothing but respect for people who actually can win with this deck, because it sucks. Like, it's just so underpowered. Like, the problem that it has is that from the days where this deck was very good until now, every single deck just has gotten so many answers, like so many good answers, that they are legit excited to put multiple copies of in their deck. So, like, you know, in the past, you would play against Living End, and they had a couple of Beast Withins, and that was it. Now they have Force of Vigor, Foundation Breaker, and like Brazen Borrower, like all of those cards which you cannot beat because your lock is like insanely fragile. Like, every single deck has a gazillion answers to everything that you're doing. Also, I feel like we mulli into 5 very often today. Like, we had multiple just like draws with only Sagas in our hand, which is not the craziest thing, right? Like, we're realistically playing only 17 lands in this deck, and I think that pre-Saga this deck used to play 18 or something like that, so this was only always a very low land count deck anyway. But multiple times we had to mulligan hands that had only Sagas in them, so, you know, we couldn't really cast our spells. And like, Cameroons is fine and everything, but, you know, you have a bunch of, you know, just colored spells. Like, you're playing spells from full 3 colors, sorry, and you have like a bunch of colorless lands as well. It's just awkward. Like, I have nothing but respect for people who can win with this deck, but it just feels like it's just never coming back. Like, it just took way too much of a hit with Mox Opal being banned, and not only that, but also, again, like, every single deck has infinite answers. Like I don't think how you ever in a million years you beat a prismatic ending deck. Like we played against blue white round one, and that matchup felt just completely unwinnable. So yeah, it just I don't even know what are your good matchups. Like sure, like we got paired against like CrabVine, but that's not really a contender in the format. And I guess that you want to get paired against decks that are cold to a snare bridge. The problem is that there aren't any. There are no more decks that are called to a snare bridge anymore. Like every deck has a plan B. In the past, you could play a snare bridge against Amulet and you were looking pretty good. Now that's not the case anymore because they have access to Valakut plus Dryad. You wanted bridge against, I don't know, like just every single deck has so many answers to bridge or just ways to win around bridge anyway. So yeah, I just don't even know what your good matchups look like anyway. So I still think the deck is interesting. It's just not my kind of deck. I have fun experimenting and trying it out every now and then. But this is like I don't see myself ever winning consistently with this deck. Like it just needs. I feel like I made a couple of mistakes throughout this league, and I'm very well aware of that. Like obviously, like it's a really hard deck to play. But I feel like I make every tiny little mistakes here and there, and like those just immediately turned into losses, like just straight up, like no coming back ever from one of those mistakes. So it feels like a deck that you have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours of work on in order for not really any payoff at all. like you're not really playing a very powerful deck anyways. But if this is who you are, I mean, people are top hating with this deck, so sure, like go nuts, be happy and enjoy the kind of Magic that you want to play. But that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you slugged through that league, you're a hero. Jeez. And if you did enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. And again, like if you would want me to play any garbage deck list of your choice, make a video about it, then feel free to check out the description of the video where you can find the instructions. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.